So many times I hear people argue and they never stop to think for a moment about maybe they're not right, maybe they're wrong, maybe they don't know everything. And that's what this is. This is having a conversation coming from the starting point of I don't know everything. Maybe I am wrong. Here are my thoughts. Share yours and let's discuss.
Hi, I am Luca. Uh, we are with Creative Patrol. This is maybe I'm wrong. So the basis of this show is I have opinions. I'm not that bright, but I am bright enough to know that people are smarter than me, and so I want to hear your thoughts on things. And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Let me learn through your experiences.
Great.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Chris Stevens. I'm a local musician here in Columbia, Missouri.
Okay. What type of music do you do?
It's a very hard question to answer. So I play a collection of instruments from all around the world, including the banjo, but also the sitar from India. Every one of those, like the Beatles and stuff like that.
The sitar. That's the
Huge Indian.
Yeah,
instrument.
okay, yeah.
I also play Middle Eastern music, Arabic music, Turkish music. I have 7 instruments in total. So I have one from Japan, China, India, Iran, Turkey, and the Arab world. Mine's from Jordan, but there's many different kinds. So kind of a multi-cultural, multi-instrumentalist.
Okay.
And I like to play like really traditional, like repertoire, kind of classical style music on these instruments. Like kind of the art music of those regions on these instruments. And then from there, I got a sitar. I started taking lessons with a really well-known sitar master in St. Louis, and he was very big into like the origins of the sitar, which turns out to be like a Persian sort of music from like Iran and stuff. And so I started getting into that kind of music. And from there was just so many collaborations I heard. This was also like it coincides with the development of the internet, like early 2000s. So all this access to music, I mean, you could just type in something and get all these results. And so I would just kind of do that. I would get on like LimeWire,
Oh god.
Napster,
Napster.
eMusic, places like this. Also,
Bucky
my
Lars.
local CD shop,
Yeah.
CDs, compact discs, chiseling things into stone. And that's sort of how I started and sort of taught myself by ear just by listening to these CDs. And once you learn how to play music and instruments, you can kind of tell that there's a cross human thing. It's just there's just a certain agreed upon human things, truths that we all do with music.
That's actually I'm glad you said that because one of the things that I people call me a filmmaker. I call myself a content creator because what I do should not be legally classified as film.
Kind of as a
It's borderline a hate crime. But I consider myself an artist and a content creator, and as an artist, I believe that especially nowadays we have a certain responsibility not only to ourselves but to anybody who watches or listens to our art, that we own a responsibility to push the envelope, to not only to entertain, to give them an escape from whatever problems they may be having, to give them, something to give them enjoyment or something maybe not so much enjoyable, but something to make them feel. And that is my big thing. It's like I want to create stuff that makes you feel something, and
Yes.
and not everything has to be positive.
right.
But a lot of people think, as an artist, we should just be trying to make stuff that's going to sell, to make
Yeah.
us money, to get us a wider audience. What are
Feel
your
good stuff.
feel good stuff? Yeah, just basically click, 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 click. We don't
Yeah,
care.
Don't be
We-
preachy.
Yeah, don't be preachy. Don't offend anyone.
No, that's impossible.
Right? I'm sure someone's offended at the fact we just said that. But like, what are your thoughts? Like, as an artist, what do you think the artist's responsibility is?
It's a very interesting question and one that has so many answers. A responsibility that an artist has. I mean, I think it's to just, especially in the current time when there is such a thing as non-human art, you know, I think the purpose and the responsibility of an artist is to like be a human, embody humanity. And so you're really like, well, what's that mean? Well, you're not a robot.
Not yet, anyways.
Yeah. So just yeah, I think our world, our society, our civilization is sort of founded upon being pragmatic, being useful, like you said, being marketable, having very like base level needs, and art is kind of sort of this peripheral world where you like don't have to make sense. You don't have to do things in a utilitarian kind of way. You're just sort of you know doing things for the sake of doing them, but doesn't have an end goal. Like, I think that's sort of our responsibility is to not be so linearly project completion goal oriented. So yeah, it's more of a just like an expression with no outcome in mind, I would say.
As an artist and a musician, I'm sure you have your art and your music online.
Hmm.
Have you ever had a response that was less than positive?
I get some. It's very rare. I think my thing is so specific, and people can tell that it requires such dedication, and it's such a tiny little niche that it's kind of like I don't know. I don't know what to say about you doing this. Um, there are times when I've been called racist for playing music that isn't bluegrass or something. Whatever my
That the banjo on my knee.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's only happened once, and everyone in the comments was like, "Shut up."
Thank you, comment section. Sometimes you get it right.
I was playing the sitar. I was playing some Indian music, and people are like, "It's racist for a white guy to do that." And underneath it was like, "I'm from India and I love him." So that was cool. That rarely happens though. It's mostly like I don't have a huge audience. I don't have that many subscribers or followers and things like that. But it's very rare. There was one guy on Reddit, of course, the on the banjo subreddit, telling me that I shouldn't play Chinese music with the banjo. So I kind of, I did that.
Did they give a reason why?
His reason completely fell apart because I'm very knowledgeable on the subject. He was making the claim that, there's lots of othering happening when people accuse, there's like exotification, just like that's not my goal. That's not what I'm doing. It's more of a unity type vibe is what I'm going for, and a like celebratory aspect of what I'm doing. And he was like, Chinese people don't like Western music. There's a hard line between East and West, and I'm like, actually, they don't. This instrument is tuned to A440 just like a violin. You can play with a piano. They embraced Western culture for the past 100 years. You can disagree with that or not like it, but that's the case. Talk to a Chinese person, please.
This reminds me of a conversation I had with my godfather. My godfather was a blues musician from St. Louis named Rondo Leadwright. He was the lead singer of the band Rondo's Blues Deluxe.
Cool.
And he said something to me a long, long time ago before he passed that has stuck with me ever since. He said, music, and Rondo's a black man, and he goes, music does not belong to any culture, race, or people.
Right.
Once music is made, belongs to everyone. It is part of the universe.
Yeah, that's true.
It is as essential as air. You do not own air. You cannot own music.
It's almost like mathematics, where it's like it's discovered. These are like principal foundations that are just out there in the world. Nobody owns equations. Once you find it, it's just like that's the world's. It's all of humanity's, and this is like the foundational level that I've built my musical philosophy off of. Is that you can't own it. It's not. It doesn't belong to anyone. Even the claim that like certain cultures own certain parts of music, that can be contested because they inherited it from somewhere else. Nobody invented any of this stuff that's alive today anyway. We've been playing music for 10,000 years. It came from a bow and arrow. This is kind of pre like cultural divisions. Any modern nation state isn't able to claim some of these things.
And I think, especially with music, because music is such a unique form that music has a way of touching people.
Yeah.
That's so like there's just some things just can never touch a
Yeah.
person's soul
Right.
like music can.
Yeah.
And I feel like if it touches your soul and it makes you feel something,
Yeah.
it shouldn't matter where it comes from.
Yeah.
Um, but people have different opinions, and everybody's allowed
There
to.
is a sort of lever that goes back and forth between that, because you do want to respect and honor the traditions that have sort of nurtured and come up with these systems, because they all have very different systems of music.
Mhm.
And you want to be able to like praise and celebrate and name the masters who come before you and like invented some of these principles and styles and traditions, and it has a history of being in a certain place for a long time and developing there. But that doesn't mean it's exclusive. That's the line. It's like it's only for them. It's almost like they people can assume that it's like if you're not from there, then you can't play it. But it's like nobody makes that claim for symphony music.
Yeah.
Like look at an orchestra. It is not all Germans, Like anybody can play any kind of music, and that's sort of a like seemingly non-controversial statement, but it can be interpreted that way.
Yeah. So you have had a little bit of run in with a couple of people, but you said that a lot of people came into your defense.
Yeah.
Have you ever put out a piece of art or a piece of music that you were really really proud of
Mhm.
that didn't maybe perform as well as you thought it would?
Yeah, I was. A lot of people, I seem to succeed with playing Western music on other instruments.
Mm-hmm.
That sort of gets farther reach. Like if you can play like a famous, well-known tune, like from the radio or something, on the sitar or something, then that tends to do better.
So you're playing Taylor Swift on the sitar? No.
No Taylor Swift. But I played. There's a Midwest emo band called American Football, and they have a very well-known tune called "Never Meant," which has a very distinctive like riff in it that is played tons of different ways. If you just search on YouTube, you'll see all these different ways of playing it. And so I tried my hand at playing it on my Turkish instrument, and I was like, I've put a lot of work into this, and nobody really saw it.
Some of the things that we have done, like we have one video that's separate from what we are doing now, and it's a little old now, but I'm proud of it because it has the most negative like thumb down, because we went to be bizarre and make people feel uncomfortable, and people responded the exact way that I wanted.
Yeah. So that reminds me of that quote. I forget who said it, but it's like art is meant to comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable.
Yes. Can you say that again? Look right into the camera, and I want everyone to hear that.
Do you know who said that quote?
No, actually, I don't. I actually think I've heard of that quote before.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Art is meant to comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable. Yeah, it's a good way to look at things, like if you're feeling like just what is the world? Nothing makes sense. And you see something that also doesn't make sense, you're like, oh, that makes sense. But if you're like, la-di-da, there's no problems in the world, I'm fine, whatever, and then you see something weird and you're like, oh, actually there maybe is some stuff weird about existence.
And I think that is when I think of the responsibility of the artist, that is almost exactly what I think.
Yes.
Is that we make, how does that phrase go? Make the comfortable uncomfortable.
Comfort the disturbed and disturb the comfortable.
I think that is what we are made to do as an artist. If we're not everything we do has to be that.
Yeah.
But like if that isn't part of what we do,
right.
like at least in the spirit.
Yeah.
I think that something is. We might as well be AI at that point.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of boundary pushing. Going into unexplored places and just trying to. It's almost like you're trying to like wake people up almost.
Yeah. To
some new aspect of seeing the world that you feel like is valuable or has some meaning to it.
If someone wanted to find you,
I have a YouTube page, I have an Instagram, I have a Facebook page, I have a TikTok.
Okay.
I have a website that has all that.
Hold on, you have a website that's not TikTok?
Yeah.
Are you older than me? No, I'm joking.
Yeah. I have a Wikipedia page. I have all of the things that you can find me online.
So we will definitely have all of that in the description. That way you can check them out. Is there anything like so? We didn't actually have a lot that we disagreed on. So I don't know I don't know how to end this. I learned a lot. I learned about your world music. I learned about. I'm never going to be able to pronounce this correctly.
Sitar.
I keep wanting
It's
to
like
call
a guitar, but you sit.
Sitar. I'm gonna dream about mispronouncing this word for the rest of my life.
It's okay.
Sitar.
It's all on camera.
Yeah. Trust me, this is the least embarrassing thing. I was in professional wrestling. This is the least embarrassing thing that I will ever do.
I didn't make you pronounce any Chinese tones, so that can.
Oh God, that should just be a reel right there. Say this word. Cancel. Say this word. Cancel. Say this word. Cancel.
Yeah. No, you can change the meaning of a lot of words in Chinese just by going up or down, or So yeah, all my names of my instruments are kind of challenges to say. I have to. Anytime somebody introduces me, I'm like, okay, here's how you say this one, this one, this one. Sitar's the easy one actually because we have the word guitar already.
Yeah, I think I keep on wanting to say scimitar. I know that's not right. So
it sounds like a Pokemon.
Hold on, isn't a scimitar like a weapon?
Maybe.
I think it's a weapon.
There's
I don't know.
Centaur, which is like
leave a message in the comments and tell me how wrong I am.
It's like a half human, half horse type thing.
That's a centaur.
Yeah.
I know what that is because I'm a nerd.
Yeah, me too.
And I have furry friends. Don't ask. But yeah, I learned a lot, and we kind of shared the same opinion about what the artist's responsibility is.
Yeah.
As if you had to I don't know how old you are.
I'm 42.
You're 42. Ha! I'm older. I win. I'm 43. If you could go back 20 years and talk to a younger version of yourself who might be struggling, what advice would you give them to do, and what advice would you give them not to do?
So there's this thing called Bitcoin. You want to buy some. Just to save up $50 of your paychecks and just buy some Bitcoin right now. No. I would say, it's like you said, the internet is just free. It's just so, this is like a dream come true for people. We're just enmeshed in it and we can't see it. But it's like, imagine before mail, you would just if you wanted to be an artist, it was just the people around you physically is all you have access to. We have access to the whole world. That's sort of my what makes what I do possible, because I'm in my comments, people from Turkey are talking about their connections with people from Japan or whatever. It's just the world is there all at once, and so it's really a miracle. And it has all kinds of shitty qualities, but it has some golden properties too, and those are the ones that I try to focus on and celebrate. And I think I would just tell 20 years ago me to just be patient, keep trying, don't give up, and keep practicing. It's gonna be easier than it is now. Because I had 0 subscribers in 2002 because there was no such thing as a subscriber.
2002.
Oh wait, it's you said 20 years ago, so 2006.
Let's not analyze how long ago that was, okay?
2006, yes.
I'm only 22 years old.
So yeah, actually, YouTube is going to come up on its 20th anniversary.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Tell me YouTube has to be older than that. YouTube's not even old enough to drink? I hate that. I hate that. That's my phone. So we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to do a little... hold on. Let me see what the hell this is.
It's your camera.
This is great. This is great for the show. Hi, where are you? Yeah, that's because we're the only ones here. So give me just a second. Come on in. Bye. Yeah, that's one of the people who just now showed up when we were supposed to start filming 40 plus minutes ago, and setup was 2 hours ago. Thank you.
No problem.
I think we're going to call it. Make sure you check Chris out.
Yeah.
We'll have all the information in this general area down below here. Down where? Down there. You're on YouTube,
Yes.
Instagram, Facebook.
Yes.
How would you like people best to follow you? What would help you out?
I'm most active on YouTube.
Most active on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, so check out their YouTube. It's Creative Control. Oh, wait, no, that's mine. Their YouTube will be here. Would you know what your YouTube handle is?
Yeah, it's at World Musician.
At World Musician.
That's my handle pretty much everywhere.
Awesome. Well, that's a lot simpler than
Yeah.
my BS. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thank you so
thanks.
much.
Yeah, that's fun.